Welcome back to Foundry 42 in the UK. What we want to do today is give you guys a much more in-depth look in what we've been doing here over the last few months. So we're going to talk about the concept phase of a lot of the stuff we're doing and how that's going to work in the game. We've been working on the first section of the game, and this is basically mining operations and a huge asteroid belt. And so we actually have to make sure that the whole operation, which will be also in the persistent universe, works properly.
We've got to make the player feel part of the universe. Everything's got to have a purpose.
Yep, living, breathing. At the start of the game we go to a place like a Shubin mining outpost. So you fly there and you put down, but then if you want to go sightseeing, you can go around and you can actually study how stuff works. When we first came up with it, we just came with like the small asteroid base with like the generic, mining platform just plumbed into the side. But then
the concept guys go over there and change it a bit.
That's the fun bit. Watching it evolve. Because it went from like what's it, about a kilometre long, and now it's 6 kilometres long. It's just huge.
Wow, look at the size of that. The Starfarer.
That's massive.
It's huge. And there's going to be on foot stuff and first-person combat on the station as well as dogfighting around it, so it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
There'll be some cool opportunity for dogfighting, zipping between cables, the asteroids, the base. I think it'll be great.
Reaching the visual quality and the fidelity that Chris Roberts is pushing for. It's, I don't know, it's kind of movie quality. There's no rock left unturned, basically.
The level of detail in these large ships is so overwhelming that you can basically see every bolt, every nook and cranny.
It's not just a case of having a ship and basically saying, okay, well, it sort of looks good. Every single mechanic on the ship has to work. All the systems on the ship has to work. We know how the weapon systems work. We know how the weapons are controlled, how they reload. All these things are really important to the design.
What I got with the Idris was a sort of a rough concept of the shape of the turret. So it was my job to kind of look at that and look at the space that we had inside the Corvette itself and try and figure out how we could come up with a modular system that could be placed into not only the Idris but any of the capital ships. The original design by Ryan Church had these missiles stacked at a slight angle. So we had two options. We could have brought the actual turret itself down into a horizontal position and then just have the missiles load horizontally. But I actually thought it was a nice little extra layer of animation, just have the missile reloading rack just tilt up slightly and slot the missiles in.
We've been looking at turrets as well. That's a biggie, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we came with a lot of the turrets. They weren't manned initially. Yeah, we thought, well, I want to get in there. I want to get in that thing and start blasting away. So
yeah.
So then that was another one we passed off the concept, and they came back with some awesome stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, they can be automated, but the way that everything's sort of looked at, I think in this universe is the player could potentially do a better job. So if he wants to get in a turret that was automated, then he can get in there and he can start choosing his own targets and blazing away.
Yeah. There's damage states on them, so you can sit in there blasting away. Then a armor plate there goes flying off, a barrel there goes flying off. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Everything we do in Squadron 42, we've got to consider the persistent universe. We can't sort of go off a tangent. We've got to plan for everything being functional in the persistent universe.
Yeah, we had those harvesters, didn't we? And they were just like, we'll just put some mining drones in the background. They fly around and they just go and harvest. But then initially they started off pretty small, like the size of a transit van, but now they're like absolutely huge.
We kind of the initial sort of brief was these sort of deep sea mining rigs that go down and you can fix things, but they've grown and grown since then.
Then we came back. Got to stick a cab on it. Yeah. So a fully working cab, so you could get into it and fly around.
Yeah, potentially in the persistent universe, people could take these rigs and if they had a big enough setup and go out and mine for themselves. So there'd be a cost involved, obviously, because these things are huge.
Thanks for joining us here at Foundry 42. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen today. We're obviously going to come back to you with some more cool stuff later on, maybe talk more about some of the cap ship stuff we're doing. We'll probably come more in depth on some of the way the operations work past the sort of concept phase we've shown you today. But yeah, we'll be back with you guys, so see you soon.